Today, we hear directly from the Black community, as many responds to Somalis being angry at foundational Black Americans minding their business as President Trump sends ICE after Somalis in Minnesota. Check it out.
Somalis. What's going on, Somalis? How y'all doing this morning, afternoon, or evening? Wherever you see this video, how y'all doing? Now, why y'all have so much anger and disrespect towards the Black Americans? Why? Why y'all so upset that we're not speaking up for y'all? Why? Just talk to me, Somalis. Why are y'all so upset? Why the vitriol and anger towards us? And not towards the YT man? Why? That's why I don't get. Why the displaced anger towards us, the Black Americans? Y'all never liked us. Y'all never even rock with us. Just being for real, just being honest.
Do people always have misplaced anger when it comes to Black Americans? So I'm talking about how I see a lot of Somali people mad with Black Americans at their response to what is currently happening. But at the same time, I don't see those same people making videos about the white woman that called y'all the N-word at Cinnabon and said that she was openly racist. A lot of Black Americans have still had solidarity with them during this situation, but some of us just do not care. But you cannot be mad at Black Americans for not getting into your fights when that's not our fight to even get in. The same group of people who use microaggressions when speaking about Black Americans, like they are exempt from something, and now they are actually seeing the treatment that Black Americans have been talking about for decades, but they never wanted to believe it. They always thought it was our issue as to why we were being treated the way that we were being treated. I don't like diaspora wars. I feel like a person who is racist is going to treat all of us the same. If you are not of a certain ethnicity, of a certain race, they are not going to like you regardless. But for some reason, certain racial groups think that they are better than Black Americans, and they think that any type of treatment that Black Americans get is because of how they act. When no, they're racist. They don't like you either.
Listen, Linda, for all the goddamn Somalians that are pissed off of me for making the post that I made, y'all have an in-house problem. Why are y'all mad at Black folks? I really want to know. Why y'all mad at us? What the fuck did we do? What y'all should be doing is getting in the field with your own fucking people and the people that actually voted for him. Knock on some goddamn doors. Have a fucking community meeting and figure that shit out. Y'all sitting up here laughing like, so we U.S. citizens. So what the fuck does that mean? Do you not see ICE running down the goddamn street chasing U.S. citizens, handcuffing them, putting them in the back of shit, shipping their asses off? Yeah, they gonna come back, but you gonna be fucking terrorized first. The whole point is to harass you. It's not to deport you, because he knows he can't. Instead of getting mad at Black folks for calling the shit out, because we did our fucking job at the polls, okay? We did our job. You need to be arguing with the folks that voted for him, because there's no reason he should be able to say anything to y'all. Y'all should all be standing 10 toes down. Not getting on the news and saying, Wigs are us, we voted for you. Don't do this to us. Yes, I saw that. Look, y'all got an in-house issue like the Latinos did. Figure that shit out. Get in the field. Start fighting. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. The ones that voted for him, they're not just coming after them. They coming after all of y'all. One apple will spoil the whole fucking bunch. I'm seeing in some of my comment sections that saying, oh, that's why we not Black. That's why we don't claim being Black. Oh, we know. Because he didn't say he was trying to deport Black folks.
And to the Somalis who spent most of their existence in the United States of America being a Republican and voting Republican, on the level from seawater to ocean spray, how salty are you? I don't see why y'all mad at Trump. The same hateful rhetoric that came out his mouth on national television about y'all is no different than the hateful shit that y'all said about Black Americans in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, y'all and Trump are one and the same. European colonizers convinced your ancestors that they look different than other Africans. The colonizers convinced your ancestors that they were closer to being Arab than they were African. Your ancestors believed them. And that sense of perceived difference ignited an anti-Black bias in your bloodline. And unfortunately, that has trickled down into your opposite of smart ass to not only think that if you live amongst them, you vote like them, and you think like them, that you will be one of them. Failing to understand that on the surface, you look nothing like them, and they will never accept you. And now that you have fucked around and found out, understand that when you voted for him, Black Americans now see you as being white supremacy wearing blackface. And if fucks were to magically appear in Black Americans' atmospheres, none of them will be given to Trump for what he said about y'all. And with that being said, we're going to mind our Black American business.
You guys don't assimilate to our culture.
They're always
And
mad
I'm
about
just thinking,
something.
Yeah, they're always mad. I'm so sorry that we're not like assimilating to your victimhood because we don't come from that like type of culture.
You don't come
we came
from
here,
fufu.
built businesses, put people in governed positions and mayors and Congress people, and you're mad that we're able to do that in 30 years, and it took you guys 300 years to even be recognized as human beings. You were 1/5 of a freaking human being, and you're angry that we were able to do that in 30 years.
Wow. This kind of goes back to the live that I held last night. And I asked my brothers and sisters, my Black American brothers and sisters, have we lost our empathy for people outside the lineage, or are we no longer acting on our empathy? And we kind of came to the ultimate conclusion is we've never lost our empathy. We've always have empathy, and we always will have empathy. The issue that we are coming across now is that we have come to the realization of other people don't give us that same empathy. They are more upset with Black Americans than they are their own leaders that endorsed Donald Trump.
Thank you, Salman, and good morning again. My name is Faisal Deri, and we're here gathered today with the community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump and JD Vance.
There's more.
Trump is not going to agree with everything that I have to say, nor do I agree with everything he has to say, but I fundamentally believe he is the safest bet for our country moving forward.
Black Americans are not your enemies, and we have never viewed you as enemies. But just like every other immigrant group in America, you have shown your true colors. You have shown your hatred that you have towards Black Americans when your focus should have been on Donald Trump and your leaders that sold you out. Your leaders that sold you false dreams, hopes, and realities, because that wasn't our leaders. That wasn't our ancestors. Our ancestors were fighting for hundreds of years just to be considered humans, as you said. You got here when times were fucking good. You left your country that's still at civil war to this day, and you bring that mess here. And the only reason you're able to be in this country is because of the fight of our ancestors and our leaders. So don't you ever disrespect us in our homeland. And I understand times are getting hard. Times are getting murky. You never know what could happen. People are being deported. They're losing their citizenship. But your anger shouldn't be towards us, because we fought. We have already fought hard enough. Once again, it should be towards Donald Trump, and it should be towards your fucking leaders. And before I end this TikTok here, I didn't get to record the whole thing, but I did hear that last part. So I want you to let the chat know what you said as far as us being jealous because we have big ass fucking noses and synthetic hair. Let the chat know about that.
Why are some of these Somalis getting upset and they're getting hurt? You voted the way you wanted to vote last year, and now you're finding out because of the very hurtful, racist words that were said about you guys, about your community. And not all the Somalis, I'm talking about some of them. Is that what it is? See, some people of color who are foreigners, they're not born here in the United States, from the continent of Africa, the Caribbean, East Asia, South Asia, wherever, from different parts of the world, they come here to this country, and they, for some reason, it feels like they don't think they're people of color or something. I don't know what it is. I'm not talking about all of them. I'm saying some. I don't know what it is. I guess they have their different reasons, but you're finding out. And it's just too bad. I don't know what to tell you. So the Somali communities in the upper Midwest, they are really getting upset and they're hurt by it. But I could have told you that. See, other people from around the world that are people of color, they don't want to listen to Black Americans, the 92% and the 80%. They don't want to listen to us. So you keep on finding out. I don't know what to tell you. And nobody's telling you to be a Democrat. Nobody's telling you to be a liberal. Nothing like that. You can do what you want to do. I'm just saying be smart and don't fall for the okie doke, and you guys keep doing it.
So I want to address the whole celebration of Black people, the ones that have, because not everybody has celebrated. So let's talk about it. I don't think people realize that, one, in history, Black people, Black Americans, and other cultures did come together. That is true. There's pictures and evidence and everything. The problem is they do not teach that, and they suppress that information, right? I think the frustration with Black people is, one, how did other cultures allow their families to not pass down that information? Instead, a lot of people have just decided to be adjacent to whiteness. So Black people have been telling people for years that it doesn't matter where you come from in the world. Doesn't matter. If you have melanin in you, there's a certain group of people that just don't like you and feel like you don't belong. They feel like you're cursed. I mean, the list goes on. And so Black people is in the moment where they're like, we told you so. We told you how they really felt about you, your skin, your culture, and nobody listened. Everybody wanted to come to America, and a lot of people talked down to Black people, shitted on us, didn't support us. Now you're talking about the Black Lives Matter. I did not participate in that because I don't believe in marching. I think that's not effective. But we get that some people wasn't down with the shit. But majority of the collective, you got the Mexicans, you got a group of the Mexicans, not all. You got the Asian community, you got the parts of the African community. So all these communities as a whole has been shitting on us, and there's videos of them saying we're playing the victim, that we don't know what we talking about, that redlining don't exist. What is the civil rights? So we have all this proof of people saying this stuff about Black Indigenous Americans, and Black people are sitting back and said, we fucking told you. You did not want to be in close proximity of Black people. You didn't want to band together. So now you got to learn the hard way. And it's not really a celebration. It's more like a nanny boo boo. It's kind of like you messed around and you found out that you weren't that different. This group of people don't see you as different. They see you as the same. They have grouped us together and don't really care about you and your culture. And I think that's what it is. That's what's going on. And like I said, I don't agree with everything, but we have to understand we have a common enemy. And with media, they have programmed people to hate us. And so like Black people been trying to tell people individually, like it's not true or this is that, and no one listened. And that's what's going on. It's not so much as a celebration kind of, but it's like, we told you. You didn't listen to us. You thought we were lying. You thought we were jealous of you. You know, we tried to tell you that the only reason why they wanted immigrants over here was because they need slaves. They do not want educated, minded people over here. They want to get you over here because Black Americans know too much. And that's why they tell other cultures to stay away from us. Don't befriend us. Because we're going to tell another culture, hey, you need to be careful, wooty woo woo woo. They know this. So that's why they program people through the media before people already get over here. So, it's still, I'm going to still stick to what I say. It's just crazy the amount of cultures who have spoke on us and have gotten mad at us when we've tried to tell you before all this stuff happened.
For decades, many immigrants coming to the United States walked in with a very clear picture of who the problem group was. White supremacy crafted that picture for them long before they ever stepped foot on American soil. The anti-black stereotypes, the media portrayals, the school books, the missionary influence, the global propaganda, all of it shaped an image of foundational Black Americans designed to undermine our global reputation and erase our historical contributions. So when many immigrants arrived, they didn't come in neutral. They came in with pre-installed anti-Black biases, often believing that aligning themselves with whiteness, socially, politically, economically, would elevate them. Some even saw themselves as better than the very group whose centuries of struggle opened the doors for them to immigrate here in the first place. And many willingly became tools, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, within a system of white supremacy that uses newcomers to undercut FBA progress. Whether through competing for resources, participating in anti-Black policing culture, repeating anti-Black stereotypes, or dismissing FBA struggles as laziness, some immigrants believed that distancing themselves from Black Americans would secure favor and stability. But now, the wake-up call has arrived, and it's loud. Over the last decade, and especially in the last few years, immigrants are realizing something that foundational Black Americans have been saying for generations. America doesn't love you. America uses you. America benefits from your labor, your silence, and your belief that you can escape the anti-Black hierarchy. But America is loyal to one thing only: maintaining white supremacy. Many immigrants are discovering that no matter how hard they work, no matter how many degrees they earn, no matter how model they try to be, they are not exempt from the discrimination, the surveillance, the profiling, the exploitation, and the political scapegoating that has been aimed at Black Americans for centuries. The same system that told them to look down on FBAs is now turning its sights on them. Immigrant communities are being targeted in political debates. Deportation threats are increasing, no matter how long someone has lived here. Non-white immigrants are being blamed for economic problems they didn't create. Police violence is touching immigrant families who thought they were safe. Hate crimes are rising against groups that once believed they were outside America's racial caste system. The political divide is making immigrants realize that assimilation doesn't protect them when whiteness feels threatened. Many are seeing firsthand the truth of America's racial pyramid. Foundational Black Americans weren't lying, exaggerating, or playing the victim. We were warning the world. Some immigrants are now apologizing. Some are awakening. Some are finally willing to build real solidarity. And some are realizing that if white supremacy will do this to the group that literally built the country, what makes them think they were ever going to be treated better? Another reality is hitting hard. FBAs weren't the obstacle. White supremacy was. And slowly, immigrants are starting to understand that the benefits they enjoyed, the jobs, the visas, the communities they were able to establish, were possible because FBAs fought the battles, bled in the streets, took the beatings, filed the lawsuits, created the culture, and forced America to open its doors wider. Immigrants didn't bring civil rights with them. They inherited it. Now the illusion is breaking. The same government that praised them for being hard workers is now turning them into bargaining chips. The same system that told them to avoid FBAs is now pushing them into the same economic trenches. The same media that demonized Black Americans is now using them as the new scapegoat for political agendas. This is the rude awakening. In the American hierarchy, proximity to whiteness is not protection. It's temporary, conditional access. And as many immigrants wake up to the reality that they too can be targeted, marginalized, and used as pawns, some are beginning to see the truth Black America has lived for 400 years. At this moment, a choice is forming. Stand with white supremacy and continue being used. Or stand with foundational Black Americans and fight for real justice as equals. Because one thing is becoming clear. Everything white supremacy promised immigrants is starting to crumble, and the truth that FBAs carried for centuries is finally being recognized. Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.